Hey everyone, you are tuning into the AFTERBUZZ TV after show for America's Got Talent. Tonight we're going to be chatting about Judge Cuts number 3 with guest host Laverne Cox. Stay tuned, you don't want to miss it.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AFTERBUZZ TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
Hey everyone, and welcome to the America's Got Talent after show here on AFTERBUZZ TV. I am your host. My name is Dani Golub, and you can find me everywhere at Dani Golub. My fellow panelists, this is a real lady banger, so I'm glad we're all out here dancing to this one. A bunch of girls. Lady banger. Banger is a good song, and this is for ladies in the most appropriate way possible, of course. Anyway, where can they find you guys on social media?
Hey guys, I'm Tori, and you can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Tori_Broussard.
And that's Tori, but I'm Anissa. You can find me at Anissa Barr with 3 R's at the end.
And that's Anissa, but I'm Liza, and you can find me on Instagram at Liza Ruben.
Or fat but skinny but fat for all my food finds.
Food finds, they're very good. We all just followed her, so if you didn't, it's probably about time to do that now. Get on it, because it's a real winner. Anyway, let's talk about the acts tonight, because there were a lot. I think we need to start off the episode just so we can get this out of the way. We're going to clear the air. We're going to get the dirty laundry cleaned before the rest of the episode. We're going to start with talking about Celine, because I know that we all have a lot of thoughts about this. I was reading comments on Facebook this morning. We are not the only ones that are upset about this. She, as much as I am not trying to hate on a 9-year-old girl, because I think she is very talented and she is cute as can be, and I wish the best and most success for her. I think we all can agree that now this is the 20th act to go through / golden buzzer that is a young singer that's, a girl, actually, even. She's very similar to a lot of the other ones, and I feel like we need, a Voice Kids or something, and this is just proving that time and time again, and I don't, again, want to take away from the performance she had, because she sang, How Am I Supposed to Live Without You, and it was great, but, when Laverne Cox gave her the buzzer, it seemed as though it was because she was cute, and I literally said to Liza yesterday, I was like, you could bet, $50 that she's, I saw that Celine was on the list, I was like, $50 Celine is going to get the golden buzzer this week, and of course, she did. And I was reading, again, Facebook comments, what do you guys think about this?
I mean, I agree with everything you just said. It's a little annoying now. It's not a surprise anymore. She's great. I give her all the credit in the world. For a 9 years old, she has a phenomenal voice, but at the same time, I don't want to, I'm not going to go pay to go see a 9-year-old sing, to be honest. Anybody, honestly, under the age of 16, it's just a lose-lose for me.
I don't think she's that good of a singer. I don't care how old she is. I mean, she's just, she's not the greatest in my opinion, but she's an okay singer. She just reminds me of my little cousin singing in the shower or singing around the house. I maybe it's just me because I don't understand the singing vocals on age limits, but yet again, I feel like they're going with a theme this year. The theme is just singers. I'm getting so annoyed. No offense to her and her family. I did get a little emotional because the way her family were so excited and they cried and they hugged her. That was a beautiful moment. But I believe that another act should have got that golden buzzer.
It's like what Heidi said, during the actual cuts. She's like, I feel so bad about cutting kids, and it's but that's not the point.
If you don't feel comfortable cutting kids, then let's make the age limit higher for the show.
Exactly.
Because they should be treated as an even playing field. Talent is talent, and we're paying to see this.
Right, but at the same time, like we've said before, this is Judge Cuts. I'm sorry, I didn't sign up to watch an entire Kids Bop album be made. At this point, she just really bothers me. And I mean, she has talent. She really does. Yeah. But at the same time, it's there's so many other acts tonight that really did deserve a final buzzer. And a lot of acts that were older, I will say, that I actually got chills from. And, I've really been trying not to be that judgmental, but my old school American Idol Simon is coming out. No.
Yeah, I mean, if we wanted to go with the singer, there were other great singers tonight, too, just not kids. I mean, I really don't see much of a difference in terms of, full package between her and Angelica, who got it last week.
They're honestly, this is going to sound horrible, but I get them confused because they're so alike.
They're similar, and they're similar ages. They're both young girls,
vibrant personality,
bubbly.
So cute. I totally agree what you're saying with that. They're both the same. Literally, I literally was confused on who was who because their voices to me sound alike.
Right. I don't know. I mean, I personally favor Angelica. more than Celine. But at the same time, you're right. It's like these, guest judges come on, and I don't know if they really don't kind of describe the backstory of these kids, or, they don't kind of brief them on who was selected beforehand.
Yeah, I don't know if they get context, because last year, like, the Golden Buzzers, even during the judge cuts by celebrity guests, had variety. And so it's hard for me to believe that they don't have any sort of context, but it doesn't seem like it.
Yeah, well, even Laverne Cox was saying, when she was explaining why she chose the final buzzer, she was like, "You're so cute, and I love you, and you're so adorable," and talent came third on her list. So it's like, yeah, she's so cute and adorable, but there are other people who deserved it way more than...
Same thing with Heidi. She was like, "I just want to take you home with me." And it's like, okay, but where's the talent?
Right.
And I'm to the point where, like, no disrespect, but I'm to the point where, are these producers now telling the guest people, do the golden buzzer on this person?
I wonder if it has anything to do with, like, how many views and stuff it pulls on YouTube, because those really are big hits. And I wonder if they're comparing back to, like, we talk every week about Grace Vanderwaal, whose, original audition has, like, 100 million views, and she is that young girl, but I think Grace was set apart because she wrote her own music, and she was a very unique sound and was different. Like, she didn't sing, like, these big belty songs like these kids are singing this time around. She sang, like, kind of airy, almost like Florence and the Machines type of music, which is different, and it was original, and so it felt different than this. And I don't know if, like, all of them are swarming to AGT now because of the success that she's had. She has, like, millions of followers on Instagram.
Right. Grace reminds me of a newer version of
Taylor Swift.
No.
I mean, Simon called her a young Taylor Swift.
Not even Taylor Swift, but her voice sounds like Jonah Newson. Her voice, it's hard to explain how she sounds, because she's the type of artist, this woman's the type of artist where she has the same exact unique voice as Grace. And one of her hit songs is Bridges and Balloons, and it's just the way you could feel that song. That's how Grace pretty much
Can
sounds.
I be honest? You guys always talk about Grace Vanderwaal. I have never heard one of her songs. I know who she is. The only reason I know who she is because you've talked about her so
and if
much.
you haven't been a fan of AGT for years, you wouldn't know her.
Exactly.
Right.
So I almost think it's like, I still remember the singers from American Idol. Obviously, we have Kelly Clarkson. We have Carrie Underwood, who, are some of the industry's greatest. But I really don't look to AGT for some of the entertainment.
I mean, the reality is
we
that
have today.
No other show has brought the kind of fame that American Idol has.
And I hate comparing it to that, but at the same time...
I mean, maybe So You Think You Can Dance, sort of, in the dance world. And, like, Dance Moms brought that kind of fame. Like, they made Maddie Ziegler a household name. But, like, nothing really like Kelly Clarkson, Carrie Underwood, Jennifer Hudson, all those.
But it's just getting me a little bit worked up that there's so many great talent out there that have really, showed up. They've really performed well, and... obviously these younger kids, they stick. There's that, like, adorable factor that they all have, and obviously they are.
I mean, what sells is babies and puppies
and boobs.
True. No, but it's true. But, like, if you think about it, like, the stuff that, like, does well on the internet, which is like a huge say in the show's success these days, is those things. But I mean, again, congratulations to Celine, and I'm interested to see what the live shows will look like, because there are going to be so many young kid singers. Like, they're going to have to cut half of them on the first week. And then they're going to be so sad because they're sending a bunch of kids
crying.
home.
It's like, get over it. Welcome to the entertainment industry.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. And, like, the reality is like, there's no way they can take them all to the top 10, because then it's like, then we're watching The Voice Kids.
Yeah.
We're not watching America's Got Talent.
That is true. Welcome to the entertainment industry. If you're going to baby them in the beginning, they're really not going to, know what's going to happen when they do get cut.
They're going to expect.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But
I
do appreciate that she didn't sing a Celine Dion song.
Yeah, she
that
switched
I appreciate.
Yeah. And what she sang was great, and she, like, obviously has a lot of talent, and I literally could see them taking all of these kids and making them a Disney musical.
A choir.
Yeah. Literally, they could have, like,
choir.
a Disney or Nickelodeon show where they all sing around together, and it would be just a huge win.
It's like a kid's Glee.
True. And now that we've spoken about her, I think we're going to move on, and we're going to move past this. We're going to talk about some of the other talent that we do like and want and are excited to see more of. Let's start with talking about the acts that are going through to next week, because just for purposes of time, Diavolo, the dance group, they were very cool. They had, like, the train come out at the end, and I don't know if anyone watched season 9, but Acro Army was very, very cool and did similar stuff to this. It was like a large group, like dance number, and that one was way more acrobatics. This one was more dance, but it was still very like catching to the eye and appealing and told a story in a unique way. And this is the kind of thing that like you would go see this show. Maybe I wouldn't necessarily pay, but someone would go pay to see like a full hour long of like very cool big group dance numbers.
Yes, I would pay to see these people. I wanted these guys to win the Golden Buzzer because this act is something you can see in Vegas for like $40.
I agree.
And the person who, the man that choreographs this is so talented and amazing, and just the way he told the story of this. I mean, at first I was with Simon, I was a little confused, but then until I understood it, then I was like, okay, I get it. But this is the act that I wish that got the Golden Buzzer.
I think what I liked about it was that it was something different. You know, like what I was going to say earlier is that talent is not just singing. You know, it's acting, it's playing instruments, it's dancing, it's, you know, comedy, comedians. And this one kind of like you said, it told a story and it had my eyes just like all over the place, which is what I really liked because it kept me intrigued and it kept me like, okay, like what's going to happen next? Like what's going on?
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
This very much could have been a Vegas show, and I would pay to go see it. I really would.
Yeah, I agree. There are certain ones with the dance. I think that they kind of are in a similar category to that like cool dance group that Tyra put through with like the lights. Like it's something cool and different, and like it's a large group of people. Whenever I see like the couple dancing or the individual dancing, I'm like, I need more. This literally is that. It's a full stage of people. It fills like the whole theater, you know what I mean, with an act like this. And it was cool that they had elements that weren't just human bodies. They had like technology, and the stage was like shifting. It was very cool.
Something different. Something
unique.
different.
And there was a guy that had a broken nose and a guy that had a broken shoulder.
Yeah.
And like, you couldn't even tell.
No, they were great. So I'm excited to see more from them come the live shows they are going through. Another going through is Preacher Lawson, the comedian who was chatting about getting catfished. He was very funny. I love a comedian on this show. Personally, just from my own like opinion, is I like some of the other comedians that got cut a little bit better than him, but I am excited to see a comedian go through. I think he does have good content. Like personally, my favorite so far this season was Harrison Greenbaum, but he unfortunately got cut. But I'm excited to see Preacher Lawson, you know, more from him.
Yeah, no, he was really good. And me and Anissa were talking about this earlier. Like, we laughed the entire time. And I think we both agree that comedy is something that we, like, is hard for us in the sense of, like, somebody will tell a joke and everybody else will laugh, but we won't.
Like crickets.
Like, especially when it comes to, like, stand-up. Like, comedy movies, it's different. Comedy shows different. But when it comes to stand-up, I get it. It's hard for them to, like, make a crowd laugh because it's not easy to make everybody laugh. But this guy, like, literally, I never realized how long it's been a long time since I had a good laugh. So
I laughed the whole time. Like, I loved it.
Yeah, I loved it. This guy has good content and charisma.
I think he knows. It's interesting because comedy is such a hard topic, especially because everyone has a unique funny bone, almost, if you want to say. So I think, you know, where some people might think it's hilarious, others will think it's like, I don't know, this is the same thing over and over again. I personally didn't think it was the funniest thing I've ever heard, but at the same time, he was really engaging, and I wanted to keep listening to him because he really got into the act. He put his whole body into it, and he was hobbling all over the stage, and he talked about getting catfished, and you know, it's a topic.
He owned the stage from the moment he walked on. And I think that's what I really appreciated.
Yeah, he was a good time. The next act going through is Brobots and Mandroids. They're a dance group from Southern California, so reppin' SoCal, where we are. They were cool. I felt like when I was watching them, like they could tour with like a pop star. You know what I mean? I was like, where's like Jason Derulo in the middle? You know, I was like, they could totally, as a group, like go be an amazing backup dancer crew on like a world tour.
That's what I thought. And also when they were like, oh yeah, three of our group members
Back to school or something.
couldn't do it because of school. But then again, I couldn't tell because there's so many of you.
But even
I didn't know you
was
lost 3 people.
They were just so in sync and coordinated, and even if there were 3 that really, you know, were a detrimental part of the group, I would have never known.
Yeah.
They were
The show must go on.
Yes, even for education.
I wonder if those 3 people really couldn't make it. Where they're just in there just saying.
Yeah. Maybe they're making a sob story.
That was their own. You know what? I support education. I get it, but they still did a great job.
They did.
They did. No, I liked it. They utilized the entire stage. Their moves were big. They followed them all the way through.
I thought
I
they
wanted
were
to dance with them.
Yeah, they looked fun.
They made me want to dance, and
Yeah.
I literally can't even shimmy.
We were
but
dancing.
no, what was really cool was that, I don't know, maybe this is just such a random, unique part that I noticed, but they at one point had an outfit change, and they all used the red jackets to kind of make a
Yes.
background around him. I thought that was so
cool.
cool and
Yeah.
unique, and something different that you don't really usually see with dance groups. An outfit
Yeah.
change, so snazzy.
Snazzy, yeah. Well, hopefully we will see some more cool, fun stuff from them. It's always exciting to see like what else they have up their sleeve because they do have to keep like setting the bar higher and higher each time that they come back. So it'll be fun to see what else they can do. Speaking of fun dancers, let's talk about Oscar Hernandez, the Big O. I am literally obsessed with him. He gave me life in this performance. Like he was like, Laverne, this one's for you.
He was like, this one's for you, boom.
Cannot even, like, definitely my favorite of the night just in terms of like pure entertainment. We opened with the song that he danced to, Bang Bang, by my favorite girl squad. He had like a ton of his own backup dancers, but like he broke it down and had so much personality. And this is the kind of thing that like I think I look that good when I dance alone in my mirror, but I definitely don't. Like I just was smiling from ear to ear watching him because he looked like he was having the time of his life and actually is really good.
Oh, he's amazing.
He's really good.
Owned it. And what I love about it is usually when I'm watching group competitions where there's obviously, you know, a front man or more of a solo artist that's in front, I usually watch the people around them just to see if anyone else is better than they are. The entire time I was
owned it.
completely captivated by Oscar. I wanted more. He was so fluid, and
He
I
was.
hope I can dance as half as good as him one day.
Like
A
I want to
quarter,
dance
maybe.
with him. Like I want to like get up there and be
Right?
like,
No,
me and
no,
Oscar.
I'll be like completely like overshadowed.
He can come and choreograph a dance just
Yeah.
for us.
Yeah. Oh my
That's
god, that
true.
would be
Something
amazing.
for our opening. for
Oscar,
us
if
to
you're
do.
watching, we want you on our
We
show.
want you, Oscar. He'd be so fun to have here because I feel like he would like dance on the table for us.
Oh.
And, like
The stage
Oscar,
is all
this-
yours.
And
The
then
stage
pull
is
you
here.
up on the table with him.
Yeah, like I feel like I had just like I literally
Yeah,
had a
Lisa.
blast watching him. Like I like rewatched it because I was like, if I'm ever in a bad mood, I'm just gonna turn that on and like I'll feel literally 100 times better because you can't watch that and not smile.
Right. Well, wasn't he in his first, I might be wrong, but wasn't he saying that his parents, you know, pushed him to play sports and play football? And he was
Yes.
like, no way, I found my passion, this is what I want to do.
dance.
And I think that's almost half of the talent is having the passion for it.
Yeah.
This kid can dance and,
can.
you know, it's loving it so much that you want to perfect it and you just want to go for it no matter what anyone else tells you to. So,
Yeah.
Oscar, bud, you got it.
Kudos to him. I'm so glad he went through, and I loved his. We'll talk about in the end about the cuts, but one thing that something I want to talk about overall with these talents is like they always have a sad story, and it's like my parents won't let me do this, won't let me do that. But why do they gotta make it a sad story? There's so many positive things. Like for me, like my mother's supportive of whatever I'm doing with my life.
Right.
You know, and we don't get that. And I want to see more of
Yeah, I feel like maybe
see
a
more
balance.
of that
like
because like at the end of the day, it's like exactly like you just said, a balance, because some people have parents that are supportive and they're like, okay, so what do I do? What do
that's
I do?
beautiful and emotional too
Yeah.
in its
Yeah,
own
and
way.
it
you know what I
is.
mean?
So
Right.
I think the show should have more up of a positive.
But
Yeah.
I think, like, I guess to play devil's advocate about that is that obviously, yes, we have people who are very talented and their parents are super supportive, and it's great. But you get a different feeling when someone's got major talent and you're like, what do you mean your parents didn't support you? You know what I mean? Like it's kind of like, wait, what?
Yeah.
Like there's no way. Like you're so good. You know, and I think the reality is there are a lot of people who don't have their
Yeah.
parents' support.
And yeah, I think that definitely tugs at the heartstrings a little more. But yeah, maybe not even a balance, but just like an occasional, like, you know, my child may be like a bit different and unique in their own way, and like we love them for that, you know, and like that would be cool to see as well. Yeah, you don't get to see as much of that, so that would be exciting. I will literally let Liza take the stage on the next one. Mike Young, her favorite,
Oh, Mike
is going
Young.
through. What did you think of him this week?
I love Mike Young. He is just so great. Even though his last name is Young, he is, you know, a little bit older.
A little bit older.
But that's okay.
Silver Fox.
He's not the Celine, you know, and the Angelica of AGT. But this guy has been singing in subways for 30 years, and I'm
Saying
telling you,
a
he
change
has,
is gonna come.
yes, he has an amazing voice. I did the thing again where I did the Simon where I just didn't look because I didn't want, you know, his facial features or whatever his expression to kind of give it away.
You're basically playing the voice when you do that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I mean, I am Simon Cowell when I do that.
But like
so.
when you like the whole point of the show, the voice is like not to care about what they look like, and but like so it
well,
is.
It's true. It works.
It's a good concept.
Exactly. And I am telling you, I got chills. I'm not a crier, so I don't usually cry and get emotional, but he really did give me chills. And I was just thinking, like, again, the passion plays through where it doesn't matter where he is. He's in subways and he's singing for, people's tips. He just went for it, and he finally has a platform to just show the world his true raw talent. I think he's amazing, and I honestly want to see him in the top 5, if not winning the show.
Yeah. I mean, I think that like when I was talking about some other singers that could have gotten the golden buzzer besides a kid, he was someone that came to mind.
Absolutely.
Definitely. Like he has that beautiful story. He has the talent. He has the years of experience, and he's good with song choice. Like he brings songs that really make you feel something, and to be able to transcend that through a TV screen, I always say, is really amazing, because usually like musical performances are something you like listen to alone or like go see in concert. So to get that through a TV screen is always really impressive.
Right.
So yeah, I would have loved to have seen someone like him, if we had to do another singer, get the golden buzzer, because he is different and has a totally different sound. I think I would have still maybe been slightly disappointed that was just another singer, but I would have been at least a bit more appeased with the fact that it was someone that was a bit more unique.
Well, hopefully next week's guest will
Yeah, next week's guest, I know it's already recorded, but listen to me.
Little golden buzzer
Listen
action.
to me.
But that's an example of an uplifting kind of narrative behind a talent that we have.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because I was just literally sitting there being like, 30 years in a subway, he kind of spun that to a positive, and he's like, look where I am now. I used my passion and my grit, and I just kept going and doing what I love, and he's, now appealing to so many Americans out there. Millions of people are watching.
Around the world, too,
Oh,
like
yeah.
on YouTube.
No,
and
I totally agree with that.
But how has he been singing in subways with a voice like that for 30 years and not been picked up?
I mean, that happens. Like literally, like sometimes you'll like walk around and you'll like hear someone like playing violin or something, and you're like, do a double take. Like, holy crap, that person's amazing. There are so many people, like even when I'm walking around like 3rd Street Promenade and I see a street performer and I'm like stopping for a second and listening, and somewhere like New York or LA, you think like, wow, how could that person not get discovered? But I mean, that's just life. I mean, people like Harrison, for example, he was doing stand-up in bars. He said like 600 shows or something crazy, and he hasn't been discovered yet either. And I think that's the purpose of this show. It gives a platform to those people and creates a space for them to have that success. So I'm very excited to see someone like Mike get the chance he deserves. Like literally, like when good things happen to good people, you have to smile because so often bad things happen to good people, that like someone like Mike, who just is literally getting what he deserves, in the best way possible. Next act going through is Billy and Emily England. They're the skaters, and this was cool. Like, why don't I remember their audition? Maybe I...
Oh, because I was hosting.
You host? Oh, that was the one that Anissa hosted on. Okay. They were really cool, really dangerous. Definitely, like, Vegas-y, if nothing else.
Like too dangerous.
Yeah, I was watching that, and I was like, whoa. I was, like, afraid that he was going to throw her or something at one point. But yeah, they were so cool. Like, definitely something you'd see in Vegas. Again, like, maybe part of a show, but, like, totally the space for them. AGT is where you come to see acts like that, and I was, like, stoked to see something like that on the stage, something different that I haven't seen yet this season.
These guys are so fun. At first, when they first came out, like, everyone thought they were, together.
Dating,
like,
I thought they were such a hot couple, and then you told me they were siblings, and I was like,
brother and sister.
Yeah, but hey, the brother's attractive. But
the sister's attractive.
Yeah, they're both. They
both
would make a
attractive
lovely
people.
couple.
But here's the
God
thing:
willing.
these guys, as I mentioned multiple times, I like to watch America's Got Talent British version, and I've seen these guys on YouTube's British page, and Simon as well. He did mention, hey, these guys were in British. You're gonna America's Got Talent. You're gonna enjoy it. And just
is it Britain's Got Talent or UK's Got Talent?
UK,
one of those.
yeah. And the most amazing thing about these guys is like they bring in something different. Something that we've never seen before. I think that they killed it in this act. The way that her hair looked like it was gonna hit the floor, I was like, I'm waiting for
Or the beard. His beard was gonna
Literally
rip
just
off.
made me cringe.
That was so cool.
That was really cool.
That was
I
cool,
liked
and
it.
that is like honestly, I think that's some talent there.
Little beard grab.
He's a strong,
Definitely talent.
Definitely talent.
They
Strong
should have
man.
gotten the golden buzzer.
I 100% agree. They should have gotten the golden buzzer. It was so fun to watch from the second they stepped on their little platform.
Yeah, that circle.
Yeah, it was crazy because the surface area on that thing is just so small.
Yeah.
You know what I kind of didn't appreciate was the judges. It almost seemed fake how much they're like, ooh, oh my god, oh, I can't even watch. It's like, okay, chill out. Like, we get it. We're all at home
And then
cringing
Mel
too.
B's like turning around that scene. I'm like, girl,
I'm like, you're not even watching
Okay,
it.
in Mel B's defense, like, her head came pretty darn close to that platform.
And if you let go of her,
Like,
it could have hit Mel B.
Exactly.
Imagine just like a body flying at us right now.
With like a handful of beard. Like, literally could have entire chin off with that beard. But I wondered, does that like hurt? I don't know.
Yeah,
I've never had a beard before, obviously.
oh my
but,
gosh,
like,
I would love to like interview.
Just
these
like pull on
guys
your
and
own hair
see.
that hurts. Like, ow.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah, not
Oh
control.
man.
Well, very
okay.
glad they're going through. To
Yes,
say the least.
I'm
Like,
so
excited to
excited.
see what
Yeah.
else they could do. I love when like a Daredevil act isn't like so scared to the point where I can't watch. Like, they're not like cutting each other with knives or anything like too gory. Like, some of them do. I'm not even. They were like fruit ninjaing on that guy's body. So. This was cool and dangerous, but still like exciting and aesthetically pleasing. You know,
Yes.
it wasn't like gross, but it was cool, and it definitely had that like thrill factor.
Yeah. Just don't shave your beard.
Yeah, I guess we need it.
Don't. We need
Speaking of thrill factor, I feel like even though he isn't making it through, we can't not talk about Bello Knock, the circus daredevil who brought us outside to New York Street on the Universal Backlot, and he shot himself out of a cannon over a helicopter, which like I didn't even realize that was a real thing that happens in real life. I thought that was like in like Wile E. Coyote,
Yeah.
like cartoons. Like, let me put myself in a cannon and shoot it out. Like, how is he not like burned to a crisp? I was like literally expecting him to like come out like charred, like I don't know, like a cooked piece of meat, because it like what? How did that happen? And like the judges were so scared, as was I.
Simon felt like he was about to throw up.
Yeah, like that
But
I felt like was a
advocacy.
genuine reaction, because that was weird. Kind of surprised he didn't make it through. That was pretty cool.
That was amazing, and like I'm laughing at the judges because I'm just like, have you never seen Harry Houdini? Like, he's done
guess.
this before, and like a lot of acts.
I think to
have
see
done
it
this
live
before.
though, like see it in person,
I think
must
it's
be
way different,
Yeah.
and that's something that I do want to see live.
And, well, okay, can we talk about how Simon basically told him to do it?
Yeah.
And,
well,
like, said, like,
Oh, he
yeah,
did,
that'll
yeah.
basically, you know, like, get you to the live show, and then they didn't take him.
Oh
Shame, I
man,
know.
Simon's steering people wrong, but I like it. I like it. It's old school Simon.
Old school Simon. Yeah, so that was scary and cool. Another scary and cool one was Jonathan Rinney, the Rollabola guy. He was back, and he did it, and then it like rose on this tiny pencil stick, and I was, might I say, shook to the core. Based on how scary this was. He was on these Rollabolas, like going back and forth, but then they lifted, and they were on this like tiny. How did he do that? How did he balance? I legitimately thought we were gonna see him fall.
I don't know.
I wanted to see
I
him
was
fall,
not.
You did.
just for entertainment purposes.
Yeah,
These
like,
are messed up.
I didn't want to see him fall,
But I
like,
like it.
But like if there were mats, maybe. You know what I mean? Like if he wasn't gonna like actually like hurt himself, because I feel like he could.
no, mats. Yeah,
Yeah,
sure.
mats.
but-
And they,
Maybe
I
not,
think,
maybe not.
I think that they were like trying a little too hard with this story. Like,
so
oh,
mean.
my wife's mom didn't know we were married, and so like now she knows, and now I have like another judge at home. It's like, don't force a story. I literally do not care about this guy's wife's
Right.
mom. Like, what? Did you care about that? Like, it's like maybe you should tell her that you guys got married. Like, I don't know how to help you in that situation. That's not like a sob story. That just felt weird, and I feel like I was knowing too much about his personal life before he was about to go risk his life. I was like, I don't want to know that.
It was too much, and I didn't even enjoy his act, so
He
I
did, well,
don't
he didn't
really
make
care.
it through. Yeah. Goodbye. It was so nice seeing you, and we will not be seeing you again.
Thanks for playing.
Speaking of weird acts, we had Aileen George, the school administrator, who was a pole former. Okay, I have seen some like really amazing pole dancing acts that are like almost like, you know, acrobat contortionists. They can like like aerial artists almost that can do like the tissues. This was not that. She was fun, and like all the power to her for like loving her like herself and body positivity and like getting up there and doing something super fun and different. But like it wasn't good.
All for having a hobby.
Yes.
And
there's a
owning it
difference.
and having a passion for it. Talent, yes, in the sense that I don't have
She
that
just
upper body
splits
strength.
and-
And she was on the pole at one point.
with one hand.
Yeah, with one hand. But the part where her legs kind of like did a Squidward like this.
I thought that was
I thought
so
the same.
funny.
I just,
Was
like,
it comedy?
I thought the
know.
same.
I'm not sure. I mean, I to your point, I think that there always is a like dichotomy on the show between hobbies and talents.
Yes.
And sometimes
Yes.
you see personally, I think the role of Bolo is a little bit of a hobby. I mean, though it is very talented and I couldn't do it, that's not something that you don't pay to see someone perform their hobby. You pay to see someone perform a talent, something that you really couldn't do, and not something you want to watch someone do in their backyard. Something that is bigger, larger than life. And this just wasn't that for me.
With this act, though, I thought she was gonna give us a more than what she gave us the first act. The first act I did enjoy, but with hers, it felt so quick. I felt like I just looked at my phone to check the time and she was done. But she had 2 poles on there, and I thought she was gonna swing around one pole and then jump to the other. I don't know.
Maybe she ran out of moves.
Maybe.
But
You got some high hopes over there.
I did, a little bit.
A couple more singers from the night. 5 Alive, the boy band.
So disappointed.
Okay, see, I'm not. I absolutely could not stand this act, and I didn't like it the first week either. I just thought it was like a wannabe Backstreet Boys, trying to be modern day that. It didn't work for me. It was a miss. I could see how someone would like it. It just wasn't it for me. What did you like about it that made you upset they were leaving?
Because when I saw the first act, they sang "When a Man Loves a Woman." That was
They sang tonight, "This Is How We Do It." This is how.
Yeah, and it wasn't a good "This Is How We Do It." There have been so many great renditions and covers of that.
Right.
Yawn.
Is that the right version? Was I singing the right one?
Wait.
Yeah. This is how we do it.
Yeah.
Right. This is.
Are we thinking about 2 different groups?
Yeah.
Are you talking about the final draft? Is who you liked?
Yeah.
Okay,
Oh.
so that makes more sense. So I can agree with. We'll talk
I was
about that.
confused.
Okay, so Five Alive is the wannabe boy band. So Anissa does not like them.
No,
I
I don't.
Justice for Anissa.
Wait, can we almost acknowledge the fact that I sang for you and it wasn't even the right band, and just tell me that I was good, real
You were.
No,
You
you
were
did.
very
You
good.
did.
Better than
Proceed,
me.
proceed.
You're better than me.
quick. Proceed.
Golden buzzer.
We're giving her our own golden buzzer. Yeah, so 5 Alive boy band. We could talk about Final Draft. Let's talk about them. They're from Atlanta. They sang "Somewhere Only We Know," which I did like that performance.
Okay.
I really
They were
did.
very good. They had really good harmonies. I liked them last time too. They had a beautiful story. This group could have gone through, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Could have if they actually brought their A game on this one.
You don't think so?
Exactly.
I didn't. I
Oh,
feel
I
like
liked
they were they gave me New Edition,
Right.
Boys to Men vibes, and I was oh yeah, I'm ready for this. And then it was okay.
I thought they were gonna do a slow song and then do it to a beat song. I really, really was going for this act.
Yeah.
And I gave them so much praise when I did the show by myself at one time, and I gave them so much love, so much hype, and I'm just no, you guys totally didn't.
They just
Yeah,
held back.
disappointed you.
Yeah, and
They
I'm
held
like,
back.
"No."
I feel like they held back a little bit, but I also really liked them.
Yeah.
And I know I give people so much trouble for not really bringing their A game, especially on judge cuts, but I think they honestly, could have done better if they stayed on.
Less
And
nerves.
I'm going back, I'm saying if you don't bring your A game, you deserve to get booted. But I really do like them. I think they could do really well as I don't want to call them a boy band, but as a group.
Yeah.
I love their voices. They're so sultry, and I would
They're
listen
a
to
men's
them on
group.
Spotify.
Not
They
a boy
are.
group. We have to quickly talk about a couple magicians from last night, even though none made it through, sadly. The Naked Magicians.
Oh,
They
I
were
love them.
hot.
They're great.
Who
They
were they and
were
where are
lousy.
they?
Oh my gosh.
They were really cute.
That was a cool act. That
Yeah,
they
it
did.
was. And they had the "eat" written on his arm. 1, they were hot. 2, they were funny. 3, they were good magicians. Where are they in Vegas? And can I go see their show tomorrow?
And they're Australian, so
Yeah, that's a win,
There
win,
you
win, win. 4 wins. Sign me up.
yeah. No, aside
We're-
from the
we're
fact
here, hi,
that we
boys.
had 2 things great to look at. They had an amazing act, and I was actually wowed because they had the "eat," which the audience chose
Right.
the word on their forearms, but then Tyra had it on hers, and I was
Yeah.
like, wait, how did she get it on
do
her
that?
arm? And also, how long is that going to take to scrub off?
Yeah,
It's like,
good question.
damn. But
It's a makeup remover.
it was really cool.
It was cool. Why aren't they going through? Why do we have 20 singers and 40 dance groups? And what? Where are my good magicians?
But then, where do they go from there? Do they incorporate dance moves?
no, those
Are
kind
they,
of magicians have plenty up their sleeve. Them, Tom London, the Yeki Yu. Who I don't. Where are all of our magicians this season? Not that the talent hasn't been there. It's for some reason they're getting cut. And right now I'm watching a singing and dancing show, which both exist on TV already. I could go turn on So You Think You Can Dance, Dancing with the Stars, The Voice, X Factor, but I cannot turn another show on that is a magic competition show.
True.
And so I'd like to see those people be on the forefront of a show like this rather than literally on the back burner and cut.
Yeah.
So I was sad, but let's bring them on our show. I'm actually going to reach out to them. Naked Magicians, we're calling you. And then the other magician who I mentioned briefly, Yucky Yu, he did the hidden card trick, which was kind of cool. I haven't seen that before.
Yeah, I felt so bad.
I did feel bad for him.
Yeah, I agree
Card
with
tricks,
Liza.
magicians.
Yeah.
It's
Seen it.
good, but
I mean,
he
sorry.
did it 3 times, and I was like, okay,
Yeah.
wait,
Yeah.
what?
If we had to pick a magician from tonight, I definitely would have picked the Naked Magicians.
Yeah.
But, like, I just don't understand why out of all these acts. I mean, we have Mike Young, we have Oscar Hernandez, we have Billy and Emily. We have, like, 4 dance groups, 1 comedian, and 2 singers. It's like, I would have loved to have had, you know, maybe 1 less dance group here or there, 1 less singer here or there, and had a magician go through. Because I really can't even, like, think of a good magician that's going far right now, you know? Which I should be able to off the top of my head, because usually my magicians are my favorites in this show, like last year with Blake, and yeah. So kind of a bummer. And then, yeah, do you guys want to quickly talk about our predictions for the live shows, like who we think out of the ones that are going through are gonna make it far?
Your AfterBuzz TV
Prediction.
Got really nervous. Didn't know what was
Yeah,
happening.
we have some cool sound effects, and thank you, Becca.
Yeah, Becca.
Anyway, out of these acts that are going far, I could start with my personal favorite. I think I said it already tonight, but Oscar Hernandez is a winner in my eyes. Like, if he doesn't win, he already won. I already followed him on all social media. Like, I want to be his friend. And if that is not a win, then I don't know what is.
Okay, I'm sold. I'm gonna go ahead and say Mike Young. I don't know if he has social media, but I'll run it for him. Mike Young.
that's a
if you
good
need
idea.
a social media advisor, I got you.
Good call.
I
I love the entrepreneurial spirit.
You know me. I loved him. I was captivated and hooked from the start. I want to listen to him all the time. I think he'd be amazing at not only covers, you know, but his own original pieces as
true.
well.
Yeah.
So
I
Mike
think he must have
Young,
some stories to tell. Yeah.
you're my guy.
I really like Billy and Emily. I want to see them and I want to see them live. Like, actually, I want to
Totally.
sit down and watch them do it and just be memorized into their zone, and just the way that he's able to move her live. Like, I think they're going to be in the top 5.
Cool.
I agree. That's what I was gonna say. But if I have to be, you know, pick someone else, I'm gonna go with Preacher Lawson.
Preacher Lawson, cool,
He,
yeah.
the only comedian that literally had me laughing from beginning to end, and
Cool.
so I'll applaud you for that.
Nice. Well, thank you guys all for tuning in this week. It's been a lot of fun. We will be back next week to talk more Judge Cuts. I think it's our last round next week.
And our special guest.
And we're hopefully going to have a special guest. I won't give any spoilers away, but we have someone in the talk, someone big and exciting. If you want to continue the conversation with me, you can find me on social media at Dani Golub. And my friends, where can they find you?
You can find me on Instagram at liza.ruben or at fat but skinny but fat.
And you can find me at Anissa Barr with 3 R's at the end. And I'm very excited that Seal is going to be the guest.
Yeah, that'll be so fun.
That'll
Yeah.
be so cool. And you can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Tori_Broussard.
Thank you guys for tuning in. We'll see you next week.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.